A new thing. Hello, Malcolm here, and welcome to your daily devotional podcast anchored in Isaiah 43 and verse 19, which says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Now we're currently looking at Abraham and God doing a new thing in his life. And we're going to continue today to explore Abraham's sacrifice as recorded in Genesis chapter 22. And we'll pick up the story in verse 9. When they reached the place that God had told him about, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar, on top of the wood. Then he reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." "Here I am," he replied. "Do not lay a hand on the boy," he said. "Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son." Abraham looked up, and there in a thicket he saw a ram caught by its horns. He went over and took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called that place, "The Lord will provide." And to this day it is said, "On the mountain of the Lord it will be provided." The angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a second time and said, "I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed me." Well, Abraham learns a lesson here, doesn't he? I think one of the lessons is that God never intended for Abraham to sacrifice his son ultimately. As Doug Jacoby said in one of his books, and I'm sorry, Doug, I've lost the reference here, but I'll quote something I made a note of. Douglas says, God was never going to allow Abraham to kill his son. The command and following episode were not intended to culminate in a murder, but in a repudiation of human sacrifice. In dramatic fashion, God deafeningly proclaims, "No, I do not want this. I will not accept this. This is wrong." To put it another way, Abraham, I want you to sacrifice your son, not. Because in the end, the sacrifice does not take place. Abraham learns that human sacrifice isn't permitted, but he also learns that holding nothing back from God leads to blessings. Abraham learns what it means to love God more than anything else in this world. See, Abraham is a great man of faith. As Timothy Keller said in his book, Counterfeit Gods, Abraham's agonizing walk into the mountains was therefore the final stage of a long journey in which God was turning him from an average man into one of the greatest figures in history. See, God still works the same way today. Our spiritual greatness is developed through God continuing to call us into new things. We will never know our potential to be a blessing to others. Remember, this is a all nations on earth will be blessed promise to Abraham. We'll never know anything equivalent to that if we resist God's call on us to do new and, frankly, often painful things. Is there something like this God is calling you to help you to be sure that you love him more than any earthly person, thing, pursuit, ambition, or dream? That's worth praying about today. And I hope that you find your heart, your life, your congregation, and your world inspired by God doing a new thing. Until tomorrow, take care and God bless.